Hey, welcome back, guys. Bill here. I want to talk to you today about the Glock 34 and why this is my favorite stock Glock. So guys, welcome back. This is a Glock 34. As you can see, it's not stock. All right, got some Trichicon XRs on there. It is an MOS model. I don't have a red dot on it because I am waiting for the Holosun SCS, not the green, but the red version, and they don't have the red version out. I am hearing it's because they can't get it to run long enough with the red dot. Might end up going with the green dot at some point, but for right now, I'm just running it with the Trichicon XRs, and yeah, I mean, this gun just likes to shoot. I'm not gonna go over the specs of the Glock 34. There's plenty of videos you guys can find that have that information, but what I would like to talk about today is why this is the one Glock that I would run if I could only run a stock Glock. As you can see, it is not stock. I've got Talon, the sandpaper grips here. I gave it an undercut, and it has a Polymer Strike Industries magwell. So this one is not stock. The internals are mostly stock. I want to say that I've switched out the guide rod on here. I've had this gun since September. It's now December, middle December, and I put close to 800 rounds through it. The gun just likes to shoot. One of the first things that I do when I get a Glock is I'll put some texturing on it. Usually like to go with an aggressive Talon grip, or lately I've been using Handlet grips. Handlet has a much larger selection of grips for Glocks, but also Shadow Systems. Unfortunately, Talon doesn't make one for the DR920. So I started using Handlet grips, and their selection I do like better than Talon, but Talon has a fantastic sandpaper grip, and that's what this is for the Gen 5. It is very, very, very good. It covers most of the gun, as you can see here. I just take a Dremel and just Dremel out this hump right here, this little, it gives it a bit of an undercut, as you can see here, but mostly it just shaves off this part. And then I went with the magwell because I do shoot this gun a lot, so I do a lot of mag changes with it as well. So just went ahead and threw in there that magwell. Now, if I was carrying this gun, I would probably take that off because I don't do a lot of magazine reloads, and it will print just a little bit when I'm wearing just a t-shirt. But I don't carry this gun, or I haven't yet, at least. All right, so why this gun? Why would I run this gun stock? Well, stock, this gun just shoots fast. All right, you've got your ambi slide lock side release. The trigger, I've grown to really like a flat face trigger, but this one is fine. This one shoots just fine. The gun is great for all day shooting if you're planning on putting a lot of rounds down range. The gun shoots great. The longer sight radius, if you're shooting irons, makes it a little bit quicker to acquire that front dot, makes it a little bit more accurate. You know, it just likes to shoot. This gun has very good recoil control. I run it just like this with no light on the front. I do switch out to that stainless steel. Sometimes I'll use a tungsten guide rod. And that, of course, helps a little bit with the recoil control too. But the size, that large size, this frame is a full-size frame. If you have large hands like me, and I wear XL glove, then it makes it easier to get a full purchase without your pinky hanging off on the bottom. All right, so right here, my pinky is not even touching that mag well. So nice full-size frame. All right, and so this gun just likes to shoot. It's one of those guns that when you have it and you shoot it, all right, and then when you're not shooting it and you're wanting to go shoot, this is the gun that you think about. All right, it's very fun to shoot. A lot of people use this as their competition gun, and I can see why. It's just fun to shoot this gun. Good recoil control, like I mentioned. If you're shooting irons, if you are an iron shooter, this is a really good option. The Glock 17 is a good option too, but even with the longer slide and barrel length, I think it is a little bit more accurate with that longer sight radius. It is, for me, a little bit more accurate. Just fun to do the mag reloads on this gun. Fun to just shoot accurate, long distance, shooting accuracy at longer distances. And then, of course, shooting fast up close. This gun is a fun gun to shoot, and you don't need to do a lot to it. It is ready to go right out of the box, other than, of course, if you plan on shooting a lot, switch out the sights. The Glock sights, the factory Glock sights are no good. I would highly recommend switching those out. If you're running a dot, this Glock MOS usually uses a plate to mount. So depending on what optic you're running, you would pick a plate that matches that footprint, and then you would mount it with that plate. Now, the Glock MOS plates, you know, some people use them, some people don't. I personally don't. For my carry gun, that's the only MOS gun that I have a Glock 19 MOS, and I use a C&H Precision plate with that one. Now for this one, I'm planning on getting the Holosun SCS, and it doesn't use a plate. It just mounts directly to the frame. So, or excuse me, to the slide. So that one doesn't need one. However, the Glock MOS mounting system is just fine. It works just as good as anything that I use. It just uses a plate, so the optic sits up a little bit higher. You're going to want to end up getting some, depending on what the optic is that you're running, you'll want to, if you use the plates, you'll most likely need to use a suppressor height sight to go with it. So yeah, there's the rundown on this gun and how I run it. If you are somebody that's on the fence about maybe getting a Glock 34, maybe you are thinking, maybe you have a 19 and you're thinking about going with a full size, like a 17 or a 34. My suggestion first would to be try to get your hands on a 17 and a 34 and shoot them. But if you're thinking about going with a 34, I assure you that it is not a bad choice. It is a very fun gun to shoot. I just don't see anybody purchasing this gun and then regretting having it. It is a very, very good shooter. It is a fun gun to shoot. And it's one of those guns that once you own it, you'll want to take it shooting every time you go. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you on the next one.